Chapter number 6, Monumental Architecture.
Hello children, welcome back again to your SST class. This video is the continuation of your chapter Monumental Architecture. Now we'll study about the monuments which were constructed during the regional kings. The architecture in Sultanate period also influenced the regional kingdoms also. Ahmad Shah of Gujarat, he founded Ahmedabad and he decorated it with beautiful structures. The rulers of Malwa, they built the Jama Masjid. The Hindola Mahal, the Asharfi Mahal, the Jahaz Mahal and the tomb of Kushang Shah. These were some of the structures which were constructed by the rulers of Malwa. The Adina Masjid of Pandua and the Khil Darwaza at Gaur are some of the impressive monuments of Ilyas Shahi and Hussain Shahi rulers of Bengal. Ibrahim Shah Shaki, he built the Atla Masjid in Jaunpur. Next topic is the Rajput kingdoms. The rulers in small kingdoms of Rajputana region also built many forts. The Mehrangarh Fort in Jodhpur and the fort at Chittor, they are some of the impressive structures which were being made. Rana Kumbha of Mewar, he constructed the Victory Tower at Chittor. Next is Vijayanagar. The capital of the Vijayanagar Empire was at Hampi. It had beautiful buildings, especially temples. The Vitthal Swami Temple, the Virupaksha Temple and Hazara Rama Temple. These are some of the specimens of the temple architecture. Under the Vijayanagar temples, the Bahamanis built numerous mosques, madrasas and libraries. Their famous monuments are Jama Masjid at Gulbarga and three famous monuments at Bidar, the Zami Masjid and the Madrasa of Mahmud Gawan and his tomb. The Gol Gumbaz at Bijapur was built by the Bijapuri rulers, the successors of the Bahamanis. It has many features borrowed from the architecture style of Bahamanis. Other structures which were constructed by them are Makkah Masjid and the famous Char Minar at Hyderabad. The latter has 4 gates and the 4 minars. The Adil Shahis also built the many monuments and among them is Ibrahim Rauza. Next is the Mughal period. The Mughal period is justifiably called the golden age of Muslim architecture in India. The Mughal style of building was distinctive compared to early Islamic style. The period of the Mughal was the architecture at its peak in terms of both number and its style. The Mughals, they built many fort, palaces, gates and public buildings, mosques, baulis, etc. They also laid out many gardens with running water. Some of the important features of the Mughal architecture was the use of arch and dome continued to be used. Full domes, they became very common. Tombs began to be placed on the stone platforms and they were enclosed in the geometrical gardens with the running water, and this was the Cheher Bagh pattern. The most famous example of tomb in India is Taj Mahal. The Mughal architecture occupies a very important place in the history of Indian architecture. Some of the tombs and mosques had minars, and red sandstone and white marble was used for the construction. Most of the structures were decorated with the geometrical designs, and the verses and the important lines from the Quran, they were engraved on some of them. In some of the buildings like Jali's or Trilli's work was done. Next is Babur. Babur introduced the concept of garden palaces in India. He built palaces at Agra, Sikri, Dholpur, and he laid out many gardens around the palaces. He also built a mosque in Panipat. Next is Humayun. He did not build many structures. His tomb in Delhi was built by his widow Hamida Banu Begum during the reign of Akbar. The Surs. Surs dynasty also gave an important impetus to architecture. Sher Shah's mausoleum at Sasaram in Bihar is situated in the middle of the lake. It has a huge dome. The Purana Killa, that is the old fort at Delhi, was built by Sher Shah and added to by Humayun. The Kilai-Khuna Masjid and Sher Mandal, they are the important beautiful structures in this fort complex. Next was Akbar. Akbar during his long tenure also added many buildings during his long tenure. He added many buildings to the Mughal legacy. So the fusion of Persian, Central Asian and the regional style can be seen at the structures of Fatehpur Sikri, the new capital that Akbar built near Agra. The buildings here are built in red sandstone. The tomb of Sheikh Salim Chishti, however, is in white marble. The architectural style that was prevalent in Rajasthan and Gujarat is very evident in the different structures at Fatehpur Sikri. Akbar also built forts, palaces and tombs. The Agra fort is an impressive structure. It has the beautiful Jahangiri Mahal within it. The tomb of Humayun at Delhi is also an important example of architectural style of this period. The tomb, which is built on a raised platform, is placed in the center of the garden, and it is made largely of the red sandstone, and it has a double room of white marble. The tomb has both Indian and Persian architectural features. Next is Jahangir. Many of the Muslim rulers created large gardens with water fountain and canals at many places in North India. Among the Mughal emperors, Babur and Jahangir were fond of gardens. Jahangir also built the tomb of Akbar at Sikandra near Agra. It has a gateway with 4 minars in white marble at the 4 corners. The tomb of Itmad-ud-Dawla at Agra was built by Noor Jahan. So this was also built during the reign of Jahangir. Its exterior has ornamentation in white marble, and some precious and semi-precious stones have also been used to decorate. Next was Shah Jahan. Shah Jahan's reign was the most magnificent period during the Mughal architecture. He built buildings in marble. He lavishly adorned the main cities of his empire like Agra, Delhi and Lahore. He is often called the Engineer King. He built a large number of monuments in Agra and Delhi which have the fine features of Indian, Persian and the Central Asian architecture. He had a great love for monuments. He wanted to establish his identity as a ruler, and he wanted that people in future should remember him.